Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Cohen, and I'll be hosting this week's Community Forum show. We have a special show lined up. We have folks coming in from the library in the Literacy Volunteers of Massachusetts program. I think what we'll do is we'll start off before I introduce you to all the players. I'm going to have Smada explain what the Literacy Volunteers of Massachusetts is all about. Smada, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Roy. Happy to be here. So the literacy program at the Stoughton Library has been around since 1998. Was started by the director, Pat Basler, as she saw the need for English for new immigrants that were coming into the town. We are funded by the library and the town of Stoughton. We're also funded by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. We're primarily a one-to-one program, tutoring program. We recruit volunteers. We put them through an 18-hour training, and then we match them with the students. All of our students are adults. They work together for a couple of hours every week, and they learn everything from how to speak very beginner English, how to make doctor's appointments, go to the bank, go to the grocery shop, to citizenship. And I can talk a little bit about the citizenship program, or we can wait for that.
Well, we'll get into that. Is this just something that's unique for Stoughton, or is it statewide, nationally type of a thing? How does it work?
So our program is a statewide program. There are 9 affiliates for Literacy Volunteers of Massachusetts, although there are literacy programs all over the country and all over the world. But this is a state program.
How big a class do you conduct in the library?
So we, in addition to the tutoring, the one-to-one tutoring, we also have some conversation classes. Right now we have about 80 tutors that are working one-to-one. We have about 120 students, another 65 on the waiting list. And we have 7 conversation groups that go on every week.
How big are the classes?
The classes are small. They're typically 6 to 10 people.
And your volunteers, are they retired teachers, or what's the story with them? I mean, I'm sure they have to have some kind of a qualification to be able to successfully work with the students.
So really all you need to become a volunteer is you have to be 18 or older. We're working with adults. You have to have a high school diploma, and you need to be able to speak English clearly. Everything else we teach you. Our tutors run the gamut. We have, I think our youngest tutor is 21. Our oldest tutor is 93.
You're kidding.
And no. And these are amazing people. Some are retired teachers. Some come from a finance background. Some are stay-at-home mothers. So they come from everywhere. We really have a very diverse group.
And how do your students find out about these classes?
So since I've been here, which is over 15 years, I've never advertised for students. Students find out about us word of mouth, primarily. I've never had to look for students. They know to come to the Stoughton Library.
They come to the Stoughton Library, they don't speak English, or they speak it very little, and you guys take them and refine them and turn them into productive citizens, I would assume.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that's fantastic. All right, we have Carrie Reed. He's one of the group. He's a citizen teacher. Say hello, Carrie.
Hello there. Glad to be here. Thanks, Roy.
It's a pleasure to have you on board. We have Sophia Jean. She's a student from the island of Haiti. I would hope that she's been here for a while and away from all the confusion and things that are going on down there now. Sophia, say hello.
Hello.
There you go. And finally, we have Renata Oliveira. She's a student from Brazil, way down where it's summertime now. Renata, say hello.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, we're happy to have you on board, and we're looking forward to finding out how you guys have gotten involved and where you're at these particular days. Why don't we start off with the first question about citizenship classes? I think that Smada kind of got into it, but if you want to talk about the citizen classes, how you got started with them, feel free to jump in.
Okay, so I'll just tell you how it got started, and then Carrie can take it from there. Back in 2017, Eastern Bank was giving out grants for citizenship. We applied for one of their grants, and we got the funding to start citizenship circles. And then we hired Carrie to run these groups. He started by taking on about 10 students and running 10-week classes for about an hour and a half to 2 hours per class, teaching civics, interviewing, literacy skills, and getting students through the process, which is not easy. And luckily, during the pandemic, we were able to transition from in-person to classes to online classes, and Carrie has successfully run, I think, five online classes, five complete sessions, 10-week sessions. And as you will see in a moment, we've had many citizens come out of this program, which is wonderful. But I'll let Carrie get into the nitty-gritty of the classes.
Great. Well, the students who come to us come from many different countries. We've had students from Haiti, from Brazil, from Sudan, Egypt, Ukraine, Belarus, Russia, on and on and on, all over the world. So we're all in the room together. We used to be face-to-face, and I had Renata face-to-face. And then we went to Zoom, and then I had Sophia on Zoom. And both of them succeeded, even though they were thrown these, with these different curveballs. They have to, after they get here, and some time has passed, they have to pass an interview with the United States Immigration Service. And in this interview, they have to demonstrate that they can speak and understand English at a functional level. So they'll throw some questions at them. Where were you born? Where do you come from? Where do you live now? And they have to answer those questions successfully. They have to also be able to write. They have to write things like, the Statue of Liberty is in New York City. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. And if they can write, that's 2/3 of the test. But then they have 100 civics questions they have to be responsible for. Who is the current president? Who serves if the president can't? Who's the commander-in-chief of the military? All these questions, they have to have 100 of them ready to go. And by the time we're finished after 10 weeks, because the students are, as you'll see in a minute, are really amazing people. They work hard. They have extra jobs, sometimes 2 jobs, and they still come to class and they go through, they learn those 100 questions, and they go in and they hit the ground running, and they become at the other end of it as citizens of our country.
Fantastic. What did these citizen classes, every so often you see a news clip of a group of people taking the oath of citizenship. Is that same type of thing done with these students once they've made it through the 10 weeks?
Well, there are many free courses online that they could do. There are books they can get, and they can pay for preparation. We have a grant that makes all this free. So we give them the book, and then we hold the classes. Smadar pays me to run the classes, and the students come and they can learn free. Within 10 weeks, they'll be ready to take the interview and pass it. The main idea of the class is for everybody to be very confident. So by the time they go into the interview, they know people understand me. I understand them. I know the questions. So they're very confident, ready to go.
I find it interesting that you state that it's a mix. of all different countries, all sitting in the same class together.
Yes,
That works out. They all have a basic knowledge of English that they can kind of work with.
absolutely. If we sense that their English level might be difficult, that they go into the interview, you know, with the level of English they come into the class, they may not pass the interview. So for example, Renata, she started with a conversation class and she built up her skills and built up her skills, and then she came into the citizenship class.
Very
Ready to
good.
go. Yeah.
Very good. And Sophia or Renata, you have to add to this conversation?
Yes, I participate in this conversation first. I get a tutor from Stoughton Library. After that, I participated for conversation class and then for citizenship class.
Okay.
For me, before I came here, I start to study English in my country. When I came here, I continued to study English after I start class.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a perfect example because Renata was starting from the ground and she just kept fighting up. And Sophia came in right into the class. She was ready to go. So people come at all different levels, all different situations.
Excellent. So my assumption, Carrie, is that you are the superintendent. You're the big boss. You're
Yes.
responsible. You're responsible for this.
Yes, there's
for their
no
success.
joking in our class. We just work, and I'm mean. I'm a mean person.
Uh, Sometimes you have to do that.
Oh, you can see them shaking at the beginning of class.
I'm feeling the same thing myself. I'm shaking talking to you. You mentioned the COVID situation. Over the last almost 2 years, life has certainly taken a turn from what we were used to into we have to make do and have to figure out a way around this thing. You mentioned that since the library was closed, everybody continued their education, but through Zoom.
We did. We were actually very lucky at the Stoughton Library. The town had donated about 50 iPads, and we were able to give them to students who needed the technology to Zoom with Carrie or their tutors or other classes. And we're very lucky that a lot of our tutors and teachers like Carrie were willing to transition to Zoom, which was not easy in the beginning. That was difficult for all of us. I don't think any of us had heard of Zoom until March of 2020. It took us several months to just get going and figure out how to do it and what to do, making sure everyone has internet. But once we figured it out, we were up and running.
Absolutely. I think we had to catch up with our students because the students have already known how to use phones to a degree that way beyond what Smadar and I know. And so
Sure.
they're technologically savvy from their own countries. And so we had to catch up with them a little bit.
Well, that's nice. So it was, you've obviously maintained quite a record of success, I'm sure. Let me ask the students, where were you born? Starting with Renata, where were you born?
I'm born in Brazil.
Okay. And Sophia?
I'm born in Haiti.
In Haiti. How long have you been here?
Almost 7 years.
7 years. You've obviously you've read about or probably experienced a lot of the turmoil that's been going on down there, both natural and unnatural, with the earthquakes and some of the other things that are going on. I would assume that you haven't been back there and you're glad to be here.
Yes, I'm very glad to be here because my husband, he's here, my daughter is here.
And you
I'm
have other
very glad.
family down there still?
Yes, I have family here too. My father, my sister.
You stay in touch with them?
No, my sister
You're
live
not
in
any-
my sister live in Georgia. My father live in Orlando, Florida.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they're here. Okay.
Oh, they're here. Okay.
Mhm.
And Renata?
Yes. Here I have my family, my husband and my son, my daughter, and I still have my parents in Brazil. So I'm going next Monday to there. See my family.
Oh, great,
Yeah,
great.
I'm so excited.
Were you there for the Olympics or were you here?
Excuse me?
The Olympics were in Brazil, weren't they a couple of years ago?
No, I never have been there.
No. Okay. What was your life like compared to life here?
Here I like you feel free, you know, you feel you have security. So I love it. I love it. I love my country also because I have my friends, my family, but here I'm feel free. I feel I have, you know, you can do whatever you want. You feel protect. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And
Can I
Sophia?
yes, for me, I like here, but here you have more opportunity. If you have determination and goal, you can do everything you want to do.
And your life when you were in the original country, you worked down there, you went to school down there. Obviously, you're prepared for your life here in the United States.
Yes, when I was living in my country, I have a good job. I have I finished with my college. I have a good job, but it's not the same when you live in here, because you know now my country is very I can't say it's not a country now. My country is very bad now to live in. It's very
Yeah.
difficult to live in Haiti now.
Oh, we read about it frequently, and it doesn't sound like it sounds like they need to figure out a way to bring it under control, I would say.
Yeah. It's not stop. It's not safe to live in my country now.
Yeah, well, you're here, and we're glad
Yes,
to have
I'm here,
you here.
but I still have family in Haiti.
I'm sure it must have been a very difficult decision to decide to uproot and move to another country, and then you have to start to learn how it is there. And you guys have worked, and it sounds like you're doing well, and I'm glad to hear that. What challenges did you guys face when you first arrived here? When you first came here, all of a sudden you got to go through customs and you gotta have a place to go, or perhaps even a sponsor. What challenges did you face when you got here?
For me, language.
The language?
I couldn't speak. So it's a very challenge for those immigrants, and they left their country and come here and you couldn't speak. It's terrible, you know, simple things, because sometimes we think, you have to study English, but you want to improve some goals or professionally, but it's a survive, you know. When you came to another country, you have to survive, and you can't speak. You can understand the kids talking near you. You can ask for water, or in my case, oh, where is the bathroom? So it's very hard. And I saw a lot of my friends and a lot of people, they don't speak English. They still need people to translate or do something for them.
Yeah.
It's hard. So the first challenge, the most, is language, because that I'm so proud. I'm knowing Carrie and Simedar, Elsie, from this program, because I can't imagine if I have achieved my goals without them.
I have
Yeah.
to say, when Renata came to us, she really didn't speak any English. She came with her husband who translated for her. And she started working with Elsie, her tutor. And she was Elsie's first student. And Renata was just one of those students that very quickly caught on and practiced. And she wasn't shy and she spoke. She went places and she really worked very hard and spoke English very quickly, considering the amount of time that she was here. So she was definitely a star student.
Tough thing to do, I'm sure, and it looks like they mastered it. It looks, I see the smiles in their faces. They're happy. They're happy to be here, and it's great to have you here.
Is there something else?
Whoops, my watch is talking to me.
For me, the problem I have, in my country, you learn English. You learn English at school. It's not the same English you learn at school you are going to sport here. I just scare when somebody talk to me. I understand, but I cannot answer. I understand, but I cannot answer because you need to speak to me very slow.
Mhm.
After that, when I need to understand something, I just need, I spoke to you about the school. Everything you are going to ask me is for the school. I just try to understand word by word. After I feel very comfortable.
Mhm. Yeah,
I-
we, in
I-
our
I'm
class,
sorry, go
Roy,
ahead.
that's
Go
okay, I'm
ahead.
sorry. In our class, we would say, when you go to the interview, Sophia, when you go to see Renata, we would teach them things like, can you please repeat?
Yes.
Can you please speak slowly? I mean, we need that too, even as Americans sometimes, but but that I think would be helpful to get through the situation, which they did so well.
Fantastic. Once you started to learn your English, then it came time to go out and work. What kind of work did you folks obtain? What type of works did you do? Renata?
I'm working in manufacturing in Canton for 4 years. When I start there, I just know some words because I was living in the United States for 2 years, I think. And they improve each day, you know. Every moment you have to talk to someone and you have to listen and pay attention. And every day you have a knowledge for another word. And every day I'm still working with.
That's good. You hear stories of people who come to the United States and they don't speak English, and they tell you that they learned from watching television. Is that the same with you guys?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot from television, from YouTube, and watch movies. It's hard because when you can't understand and you have to watch a whole movie in other language, it's terrible, you know. Sometimes you feel afraid, sometimes it's shame, you know, because you can't understand nothing. Boom. So we start from the beginning, start for shows for babies, for kids, you know.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, it's very important because you have to train your listening. So it's helped a lot.
Great.
Well,
But
that's
Me-
good.
For me, I listen music every day. And music.
Music, good idea.
Music is very good. Before I work, I start to school first because I said I need to understand a little bit before I start work.
Yeah, what kind of work are you doing, Sophia?
Now I have my CNA certificate. I continue my English to RCC because I need to take LPN after RN.
She's a certified nursing assistant.
Yes.
Excellent. CNA.
Yes.
Excellent. There's a lot of Yeah, I'm sure you're very busy. There's a lot of need for nursing these
Mhm.
days.
Yeah,
With all the COVID going around and the stress that's going on, and the nurses are getting burned out. I hope that you're able to handle the pressure that's given you with the COVID situation.
mm.
Uh,
I always,
um,
I think it's Sophia, with Sophia, she's, excuse me for interrupting. She's working and going to school, which is typical of a lot of our students. They often have two jobs or they go to school at the same time. They are people who have a tremendous drive. They have power. They survive. It's really amazing to see students come to class after two jobs and still put the time in.
It's called survival.
They're really good at it. But I don't think you told the full story, Renata. Didn't you? Didn't you work in a restaurant for a while and then you made those oils, those cooking oils? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, it's a manufacturing. You do the oils, yeah. It's an organic thing. So we prepare everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you got a promotion.
Yeah, now I'm supervisor.
Now she's a supervisor.
Not
Yeah.
surprised, not surprised. But did you invent the oils, Renata? Was it
No,
yours?
my boss, they start I think 35 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But these are oils with walnut in them and hot oils, and you cook with them, and they're like gourmet
exactly.
gourmet
have-
oils, you know.
Yeah, it take maybe 2 months, sometimes in 3 or 8 weeks to be ready to.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Excellent. How about talking about your family? I assume that I think you said you're both married. You came here with your husbands. Your husbands are from the original country also.
Yes, my husband is from Brazil also. He's here for 24 years and he got his green card in 2001, I think, when they have amnesty for farmers or for what did say, for a specific work. You know, he's a
Oh,
Jewish cooker.
mhm.
So when I come here, just because he already has here, so it's hard to change everything. You know, it's hard to left everything because in my country you have your degrees, you have your family and friends. When you come here, you have to left everything behind, you know,
Oh,
because
yes.
here you nothing, you know, you
Yeah,
don't speak.
Not at the beginning.
Sometimes you don't have documents, green card, work permit, something like that. So doesn't matter if in your country you are a lawyer, you are a teacher, you are psychology, you are dentist, you know, doesn't matter. When you came here, you feel nothing and you have to face some challenge, like I said before. It's very hard. It's very
mm,
hard.
wow.
Yes, at that each goals I achieve or each day I feel so happy. I feel so happy because it's a challenge. I all the time when they Simedar tell me or invite me to speak with the tutors, the new tutors, I always try to explain that to them. You know, it is different when you are in your country and you want to speak another English to improve some your life.
Yeah.
Here it's essential, you know. Here
Mm.
it's very essential. You have to speak, you have to do your things, you have to understand your kids teacher, you have to, you know, participate from some meetings and you have to survive here. And you can't if you can't speak. So it's amazing. I feel so proud.
Once you graduate, do you occasionally come back to help out the new classes?
Yeah,
And-
so when we train new tutors, the new tutors have to go through 18 hours of classes, which we do at the library. And we ask students and tutors to come in and speak and tell them about their experience. So tutors can hear a student, what a student is like, because they're often very nervous
Sure.
about what it's going to be like to work with an adult student who doesn't speak English. And it's also really nice when people like Renata can give the tutors advice on what they need, what the students need. And I think they also, one of the things that Renata has with her tutor is that she's become more than a tutor. They've become very good friends. And Renata's tutor, as is the case with many of our pairs that work together, is that they're their bridge to America. They help them to navigate everyday things. They could call them and ask them questions. They become their first friend, their first American friend. So we have asked Renata because she progressed so quickly. We did ask her many times to come in and speak at different events.
I'm just thinking about my life as a child growing up in Rhode Island with parents who were deaf, and I had to be their interpreter.
Wow.
Yeah, that's before they had the closed caption and all that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff. Anything important, I was brought back to the house from out playing ball with my friends, and I had to explain to my parents what was going on. So I'm understanding what's going on here.
Great,
Wow.
great, Roy.
Wow.
Tough growing up that way,
Yes, very tough.
but somehow I did it,
Yeah.
thankfully.
I have a question. I have a question for Sophia, Roy, because I think she got a degree in her country, didn't you, Sophia?
Yes, I did.
What did you have a college degree?
Yes, I did.
What did you get it in?
In my country, I have one in college Canada Haitian, and I have one in VUE. I have everything. When I was in my country, my first job, I working in the school. In the school, I was secretary. After that, I left the job. I working in the secretary again for the healthcare. I
Oh,
was
there you go.
secretary in the healthcare.
So it's been healthcare all the way for you, huh?
Yes, healthcare and education.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. You know, and also, Roy, I'm sorry to interrupt again, but Smadar was not born in this country.
Oh.
Smadar is an immigrant.
You're kidding. I
No.
never would have known.
Yeah.
But I came here as a teenager, so my life was a little easier. My parents were in the position that Sophia and Renata are in.
Mhm.
I do have such an appreciation for students because I do remember what it was like. I did not speak English. And I remember the first day that I had to go to school and I couldn't understand anything. And it was really scary. And I was sad for a long time, but you learn and you survive. And I had the advantage of being in school every day and learning English quickly. And I think that what amazes me about people like Sophia and Renata is that as an adult, you don't have 8 hours a day to learn English.
Right.
You're
right.
raising kids, you're
Right.
working, you're paying bills, you're running around doing errands. English is just one of a million things you have to do every day. So it is so much harder. I was probably fluent within, I'd say, 8 months. That's very rare for students that come here without any English because most of them don't have the opportunity to practice so much. So I really, I feel very lucky to have this job and to get to meet these people and watch their progression. It does my heart good.
I remember the first time I came here, that's the problem. When you speak French, you speak French, you try to speak English. When you try to to try to said something in English, the French come in.
The French comes out.
Yes. Now I feel a little comfortable because sometimes I watch TV in French. I try to translate in English.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When somebody says something in French, I say in English, you need to say this, that. Now it's very different for me. But when you speak French, you try to speak English. I remember the first time I went to school, I said, I can do it. I don't feel so I can do it. To speak English, to write English, grammar. But I remember the first time I'm going to took my citizen classes, I felt very scared.
Well, that's
Yes,
scary. Yeah. I speak fast.
but I had a good teacher too.
Oh.
You're talking about the
teacher made me
superintendent.
very comfortable.
Oh, good. Yes. We have a lot of fun in the class because the students are also smart, they're also motivated. And these guys do not waste time. They don't want to mess around. They have a plan, and so they're saying, we have 90 minutes, we have 120 minutes. It's English all the time. Let's go. So they're dream students. It's not like some high school students, which are like, they're really there and they're working hard. So things happen quickly.
Sophia, how many languages do you speak?
Me, now I speak three: English, French, and Creole.
And Creole. Creole and French are similar, aren't they?
No, it's not similar.
I thought it's the same.
No, it's not the same.
So,
Everybody, it's not the same. It's very difficult first in my country. Everybody speak Creole. There are most people can write nothing in Creole.
Mm-hmm. But if you go to class, you speak English or French, right? You go to school. Yeah.
Yes, in my school you speak French, French Creole. When you have class for English, you need to try to speak English. When you have Spanish, you need to speak Spanish. When you have Latin, they do more language in my country.
Oh, wow.
Renata, how many languages do you speak?
2, Portuguese and English.
Okay. I learned the word in Portuguese, obrigado.
Oh, great. It's a great word.
I spent several years in business in the island of Aruba. And the kids there, when they graduate from high school, they speak 4 languages. English, Spanish, Dutch, and Papiamento. And Papiamento was the language of the Netherlands Antilles. And I guess they do that because when they get out of school, the main thrust is tourism. And they have to be prepared to work in a hotel and be able to speak to people who come from Brazil or come from the United States, or they come from Holland or whatever. So they're prepared for it. But that seems to be the way to go if you're going to go to another country. I would assume. But the 2 languages, English and French and Creole.
Yes.
I thought that French and Creole were similar.
No, it's not the same.
They're not. How about you telling us about your family? You got kids? How old are your kids?
I have one.
One.
She's 4.
But she's speaking 2 languages?
Yeah, she speak English and Creole.
Very good. No French?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Renata.
Maybe when she's 5.
Yeah. You got to get them while they're young.
I have
Renata?
2 kids. My son, Junior, he has 26 years old. And
Oh,
my daughter,
old?
Nicole, she
How
has
old?
13, 26.
26?
Yes.
no way.
I
And
can't
Nicole,
believe
she
it.
has 13 years old.
And how are they doing? They do English and Portuguese,
Yeah, English and Portuguese.
and they're both working?
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful.
Mhm.
That's great. So what do you have for future? What's your future look like? You're here, you're settled in, you're working, and what's next?
Well, I have achieved a lot of things here. And now I'm thinking about, I don't know, maybe change work, you know. I have some, I did some application for another job. I don't know, I want to change. I like challenge, you know.
I
Now
can
I'm
see
so comfortable. Now I want to try different things. After Stoughton Library program, I got my driver license, all tests in English. I got my license because my husband wants to open a deli. I have to get a certificate from FDA, and I got my citizenship test. So maybe this next year I want to apply for a different job. I don't know, post
very
office
nice.
or something like that.
What kind of,
Library.
what kind of
Work in the
job,
library.
Renata? What kind of job, Renata?
Oh my gosh.
What kind of job would you like?
I don't know, maybe USPS clerk, something like that. I don't
A
know.
USPS?
Yeah,
Oh, you want to work like for FedEx or the post office or something like that?
yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Or something you have to face more people, you know, because
Yeah.
in my job, only the crew, so there's no people come in or come out. So I want to interact more with people
yeah.
and improve my speaking.
Well, that certainly is part of your personality. You're a people person, as we say in English, a people
Yeah.
person. Yes, definitely. Well, Smadar, we should keep our ears open, right?
Yes.
And then if she gets a job, she can give us a little money, right?
Sure.
Sophia, how about you?
Yeah, but me, first of all, I need to finish my English class first. Now I will be done to the level 4. I will be take the level 5 in January. After 6 months, I will be start my LPN class.
Great,
Very good.
great.
Yeah.
When I'm done with my LPN class, I start to work with my LPN certificate. After I'm going to take another class for the RN.
Mhm.
That's
I will
good.
be do everything step by step.
That's a good goal. That's
Yes.
they're paying a lot of money for good nurses these days.
Mhm.
So I hope, will be very successful in that area.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Smadar, you're not getting away easy on this one now. You should tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you come from? You didn't tell us the country.
Oh, so I'm from Israel. I'm originally from Israel.
Okay.
And I came here as a teenager with my family, with my parents. I have a younger sister and a younger brother. And the plan originally was, my parents told us, we're going to America for 2 years. Well, 2 years turned into 40.
That's
So, yeah, I've been here since. And like I said, I can really relate to our students, because I remember, I think the worst part of my life when we first came here was that I always felt that I had like one leg in each country. You know, when I was here, I missed my family in Israel. When I went to Israel, I missed everybody here. So it's this feeling that you're never really home.
Exactly.
So that was very difficult. But just like Renata and Sophia, you survive. I'm married to a man from New York. He's American. I have three adult boys. And yeah, I've been doing this for 15 years. I actually have a degree in business management.
Oh, I never knew that.
And I worked in high tech for a few years, but I think that I've always wanted to be a teacher. So this job fulfills, even though I'm not a trained teacher, this job fulfills that need for me.
You're like Wonder Woman.
Well, I started as a tutor, actually. I found out about this program. I never knew these programs existed, and a friend of mine was running this program. And I asked if I could become a tutor, and I went through the training. And I tutored for about, I think, 2 or 3 years. And then this job became available. And I've been here ever since. Best job I ever had. You meet
I can
Yeah.
see that.
wonderful, amazing, interesting people that I don't think we would ever meet in my everyday life. I would never meet this diverse group of just incredible people that are walking around in our community that I don't think we know about. You know, Renata lives in Stoughton. Sophia, do you live in Stoughton? I can't remember.
No, I live in Cambridge now.
Oh, you're in Cambridge? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow. But I think that everyone watching this show should look around and realize that there are some really great people. They might not speak English. They might speak English with an accent, but they're really wonderful people. Get to know them.
That's nice. I'm going to try to push the right button. Here we go. And that's the Literacy Volunteers logo. It's a pretty design. Tell us about where you are, because not everybody who is watching knows what's going on. And maybe you can tell us where you are, a phone number, email, anything like that, that we can make sure that people can get in touch with you if they're interested.
So we're located at the Stoughton Public Library at 84 Park Street. Our phone number is 781-344-2711. And we will take students and tutors from anywhere in the area. So we have students from neighboring towns. We have tutors from neighboring towns. So you don't have to be from Stoughton to be part of this program. And now that we're virtual, obviously people can join us from places like Cambridge, which is great. But most of our students are pretty local. Yeah, but you, Sandy, who works with me, we're in the office in Stoughton every day, Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. We also do some programming at the Sharon and Canton libraries as needed. And, but you can always find us here. So give us a call.
That's fantastic. And any hopes of expanding the program where you are?
We are expanding. The program was much bigger before COVID, but we did lose about 40% of our tutors and students. And we're starting to build back up. It's been a little frustrating. We take a step forward and then 2 steps back. But I would say about 40% of our pairs are meeting in person. The other 60 are still meeting virtually. And yes, we as we get more tutors trained, we match them. We just finished a training a couple of weeks ago. So we just matched them with some new students. But as you can imagine, new students walk in all the time. And it's a known program in Stoughton, especially amongst the Brazilians, right, Renata? They know about us. So they come here once they arrive in this country.
Well, that's nice. What advice do you have for newcomers that are coming to the United States? So once there's a large immigrant population here in Stoughton. I'm not sure what the percentage is, but I think Portuguese population is what, a third? Does anybody know?
Numbers, but I don't know the numbers, but yes, there's a big Brazilian community here. Mhm.
And how can we get them involved?
I would say stop by the library. The library is a great place. All of our programs are free. Everything the library has to offer is free, from these tutoring sessions to children's programming, teens, adults. It's a great place, a great resource for the community. We can connect you with other people in the community. And I think just come and check out what we have to offer. There is a lot at the library.
Okay. And
Well,
you're there full time?
I am.
Okay.
The librarians on the front desk speak Portuguese, Roy.
And we
Uh-huh.
actually have a Haitian person now that works here,
Great.
which is
So-
wonderful. So if someone comes in and they don't speak English, there are some bilingual staff.
That's fantastic. All right, guys, unless you have anything else that we can talk about, I think we've almost reached an end to the conversation. Do you guys want to say anything? Sophia?
Yes. I just
Please.
need to say, I just need to say, I don't know for the people going to watch the show, when you came here, everything will be very difficult for you. You just need to have a goal. If you have a goal, you need to have a goal, not too lazy,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
not too
Renata?
lazy. Yes, you need to decide. You need to make a decision. You are here for survivor. If you are a survivor, you need to work very hard to do something well. Just have a goal, a good goal. You can have more opportunity to do everything you want to do.
Boy, that's great advice. Great advice. A goal is so powerful.
Because when I came here, I remember when I came here, my life is very difficult. I have more problem. I don't have place for sleep. I live in I live in the shelter for one year. That's my life in America. But now I have my apartment. I can speak a little bit. I have my job. I have my daughter. I have my license. I do more things, but you need to have a goal to do you need to have a goal and don't try to do everything positive you need to do.
Just a little bit at a time, right?
Yes.
A little bit at a time. Renata, you have any last words?
Yes, I would like to say the who's are watching us, maybe they have a time free and to be volunteer, it will be amazing. I always say that because it's not only teaching things or teaching words, it's a sharing lives, you know, it's great. So if has somebody, they have a time free, come to the library and fill up the papers to be a volunteer. It's amazing. You change lives, you know. If maybe 2 hours a week, I don't know, Simandar, yes, 2 hours a week, and you can change somebody's life. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm approve of that, you know. Else change my life. Else change my life. And the best part, because sometimes I speak to someone and say, "Oh, could you be a volunteer?" They said, "Oh, I'm not graduating there." No, it's only need to be help, you know. And it's the secret I learned so fast, I think, because it's not for me, because for me it's not fast, but for people who talk about and say, "Oh, Renata, you speak so good, it's so fast." And the only secret, because one person one day decided to be a volunteer and came, have a conversation, and it taught me a simple thing like go to the supermarket, take a train, ask for water, call for pizza driver. So simple thing, you know, you don't need, now I'm thinking do I forgot the name, for the degree, English degree,
Mhm.
Massasoit.
Massasoit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to be there for improve, you know, grammar, and that's it. But in the Stoughton Library, they give you a chance to speak fast because you are living every day, you know. So doesn't matter if you speak the word correct and the grammar use is correct if you can't say, you know. I know a lot of people, they go to Massasoit, they go to high school, and they don't speak a lot. They don't speak, and they say, "Wow, Renata, you don't get the Massasoit or the high school when you can speak, you resolve everything. I fill up my immigration paper. I never pay a lawyer for do that." So they don't understand. So I understand because
Yes.
I know each step of the way, and I get help from else, and I get help for this program.
Right.
So
Well, that's exactly
it's a
what,
life, you know.
you're right. That's exactly what Sophia's
It's like a
doing.
mother and the son, you know, when you teach them to ask water, to go to the bathroom, to food, to excuse. No, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's a life. When you share life, you teach somebody and change his life.
Mhm.
I feel so proud, and I think Elsie is the same, you know, because we grow up together. It's amazing.
Well,
Yes.
I have something I forgot to say.
Gonna make it
yeah.
quick now.
Yes, very quick. Well, everybody, don't say you are too old, you cannot to go to school, because
Oh.
you don't have to be you to go to school. Everybody can go to school. You can work and go to school. Try to learn more. It will be good for you today and tomorrow. In the future, it will be good for you. Just go to school for everybody. Thank you.
Oh.
Excellent.
Wow.
All right. We run out of time, folks. Renata, obrigado. Sophia, merci
Obrigada.
beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Carrie, thank you very much, Carrie. You should be very proud
Thank
of
you,
yourself.
Roy.
And look, what I saw was great, and may it continue. And Smada, you're a sweetheart. Thank you very much, everybody. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye
Okay,
now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye, Mr. Kai.
Bye, Carrie.